I'm not ready to say that yet. There's a chance. Certainly out for this week. But as I say here today, I'm not ready to say how long it's going to be, but there's a chance of that.
I guess at this point, is there any harm in IRing him?
We'll just work through it. It's, again, information you get today, and we'll continue to work through that and make the best decision.
Seems like he has played through a lot over
Yeah.
the course of this year and the last few years. How important has he been to everything that y'all have been able to build with that willingness to play?
Critical. I mean, a guy I've leaned on every second I've been here. Always practices the right way, works the right way, leads the right way, sets the tone for the whole team. I mean, we got the news on the sidelines. His gut instinct was, I don't care, I'm playing, and by the time I walked away to go back to offense, obviously they got him and said, no, you're not playing. But that was just his reaction was, screw it, I'm playing. So certainly means a lot to this team.
How did Alex Kappa come through? I saw him spend a significant amount of time in the blue tent and then go to the locker room before the game ended.
Yeah. He'll be in concussion protocol. We'll just work through it this week.
How did Joe come through the game, Burrow?
Good.
Who are some of your options for guard? Like when we were looking at the game on Sunday, had Kappa not come back in after he got his hand taped.
Yeah.
Wondering, what your guard situation looked like with Cody out.
Yeah, Stuber went in, and so Stuber's the next option in there. And then from it's we're at the depth there of our 53-man roster. You've got Trey Hill, who's on the practice squad, who's done a great job over the years, playing that role for us this season, practice squad wise. We've elevated him a few times. So, and again, Kappa felt good today. I know it's concussion protocol, so you got to go through the protocol, and there can be a roller coaster there, but we'll just work through the week with him.
Zach, did you feel better or worse after watching the game back?
Well, there's things that you're still frustrated by. I'm happy we won. I don't take that lightly. Winning on the road. And there's a lot of really positive things that we highlighted with the team that we did well. We got turnovers, scored off those turnovers on defense, turned those next possessions on offense into points. And so there was a lot of really good stuff there. The 14 penalties is not us, and we addressed every single one of those. And so, again, there's things that we can continue to clean up because a lot of those were pre-snap. A lot of those had nothing to do with Tennessee. They're things that we pride ourselves on being better. And in order to win this next game, we're going to have to be better.
Why do you think with this three-game stretch kind of you guys have had with penalty stuff? I mean, obviously each penalty is different, but like just this.
Yeah, each one in this last game was different, and I liked the way our DBs competed, and so they had some call that, that was called a little bit both ways, and I was happy to see those guys compete. And sometimes you're going to be right there, and they're going to call it on you, and I like to see our guys going down that way as opposed to giving up access and giving up completion. So I was happy with that. 2 of them were on the tackles getting out, a tick early. I know they got them on 1-2, on offense. And then really the ones where we had 3 false starts that were just false starts, 4 false starts that aside from the tackles getting out early, those are the ones you can't have. Those are the ones that are not acceptable. And it's guys that we count on that are about the right stuff. And I know we'll be better on that going forward.
What have you liked the most about Amarius Mims' development?
You don't notice him, during games. It's just he's over there and he's playing really good football over there, and you don't notice it. You can feel that during the game. He's faced. I mean, I told him come off the field against Dallas. He doesn't understand, I don't think, the wave of rushers he has faced this year, and it's tops in the league in terms of who he's had to go against, and he's done a great job. And it doesn't mean that there's not room for improvement, over his time. He's just a rookie. He got no training camp. But again, he's been really consistent, and there's a lot to like there, and it hasn't been too big for him, that's for sure.
He told us that that's the one thing that he has noticed is that it's sometimes in college you get a break. Guy 1 week is not the same as an elite rusher you face the next week or the previous week. In the NFL, it's not like that at all. What kind of conditioning do you have to get used to as a rookie offensive player?
I think it's physical conditioning and mental conditioning, to just get yourself ready, because every play can be the one that matters the most, especially when you're playing all the guys, Garrett and TJ Watt and all the guys we face, Micah Parsons, Max Crosby, everybody. every play can be the difference. We throw the ball a lot. So if you let your guard down for one snap and allow a guy to get around an edge and sack, fumble, and they pick it up and go, that can be the difference in the game. That can be the difference in the season. So from a mental standpoint, just locking in on every single play, making sure you're doing your job, and it's as much as anything as the physical part.
Did you know he had that when you scouted
No,
Georgia?
no, it's impossible to know. I mean, I think our scouts really liked him and what he was about because they had the best assessment. I mean, they got to go to practice. They got to see who he practiced against. We had 7 games of footage to go against, which was good stuff. But that's probably the least amount of information you ever have on a prospect, especially when you're placing a first-round pick on. So, yes, as coaches, we certainly liked him. But I would tell you our scouts were the ones that stood on the table for him and said, hey, I know you guys don't get a chance to see all the stuff we see, but I'm telling you this guy's made of the right stuff, and he's going to be a great pick for us. And so you got to give a lot of credit to Duke and Trey Brown and Mike Potts and those guys that went in there and really did the work on him and stood on the table for the guy, and we get to reap the benefits of that.
Why do you think Chase Brown's been able to hit some big runs and really be efficient and effective over the last few weeks?
I think the guys have done a good job opening up the holes for him. He's doing a good job of seeing it. We're getting him in a pretty good rhythm, trying to get him the ball as many touches as possible. He's really gotten a rhythm as the season's gone, gotten a lot more carries. And this is, he was the leading rusher, second leading rusher in college football. So this is what he showed, in his career leading up to us drafting him, is that you can give him 20-something carries. He's going to hit some explosive runs for you. He's going to be durable. He's probably catching the ball a lot better than he did in college. We're giving him more opportunities. That wasn't really how they were built. So we're certainly giving him a lot of opportunities there to get more touches, but really pleased with his approach. And, he had 25 carries yesterday, and he's not tired. We're making sure. I'm with Justin Hill. Are we doing too much? And he's in great shape. He looks great. The flow of the game, there was a sequence there that felt like 3.5 hours where the offense wasn't on the field. So the offense got plenty of break there to where, and a lot of his carries came at the very end. I think we got 11 carries in that last 17-play drive. And so you can look statistically and say, how do you do 25-1? But really the way the game breaks down, it made a lot of sense to give him that workload.
Is that effectively how you like to play ideally, is be able to lead on the run we need to in certain spots, but really finish the game?
That's how a good football game is. We pride ourselves on being the passing team in all football. And so we're going to get ourselves in a position to build leads. That's how we want to do that. But at the end of the game, when you got a 2-score game, a 2-score lead, you want to be able to lean on the run game. And that's where 3 of our explosive runs came from. We got 11 runs off in those last 17 plays and for 40 yards. And that's the difference, is when you get to play with a lead and finish the game in 4 minutes, you get to stack a lot more runs, you get a lot more yardage, and all of a sudden it's a good rushing day because of that last drive. When you've worn down the defense, then you get a chance to lean on that and really commit to it. And so that's good football. That's how you want to play it.
Back to Mims real quick. With rookie right tackle, you usually think you're going to see defenses targeting that guy, going after him. Did you notice that this year, and have you noticed that lesson as the years gone on? People have seen his tape and been like, nah, maybe we shouldn't.
Yeah, you see guys move around, really. A lot of the guys we faced have moved around quite a bit. Obviously, we've played 3 different left tackles, and so there's been the not as much consistency over there with who the person is. So maybe they get over there and they try to test that a little bit more. But I haven't seen people directly say we're gonna go after this matchup and we expect to win. I have not felt that.
Any other injuries besides the ones we mentioned?
Those were the Kappa and Sam were the 2 main ones.
Any optimism for Orlando and Sheldon?
We'll see. I think Sheldon will progress along on the side, to do some of the physical things, and we'll take that day to day, see where it goes, and Orlando will continue to work through the week and see where that ends up.
Cody Ford still in illness protocol?
I think he's coming out better. He was around the building today. It was just a flu situation, which we've all endured before, and it crops up, the night before the game and into the game. And he tried to give it a go, and you could just tell it wasn't when a guy hasn't eaten in 36 hours and got to go out there and perform. It's silly to ask. And to give Devin credit, that was our confidence in Devin. That's the way Devin has practiced. Devin practiced at a level against Trey Hendrickson every single day to give us the confidence that we can put Devin out there. We don't have to force a guy out there in a bad situation, and Devin can go out there and hold the fort down. And I was pleased with what Devin did in his first career start. Okay,
Dave
thank you.
Lapham here, and every day I am grateful for my experience to have played professional football. As a player, I realize self-motivation, leadership, and appreciating your teammates are key. At First Star Logistics, you can use those same attributes to create the life you want for you and your family. Build your future by working hard like I did. You'll see results both on and off the field. Call First Star Logistics today and be part of our winning team.
Opportunity knocking.